Hello, everyone. I like that energetic start to the music for sure. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. My name is Heather Cook. I am a Principal Customer Experience PM here at Microsoft on the Microsoft Customer Advocacy Group for M365. So welcome to the January version of our wonderful general session for the Microsoft Global Community Initiative, or MGCI. Very excited to be with you. We have general session meetings once a month. We have them twice on one day. So we have it at 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific here on the West Coast, and for the rest of you all in other time zones. And then we will come back again at 5 p.m. Pacific as well for another same round of this session. So very excited to be here, and we'll get our slides going and up. And a couple of things. And first of all, just thank you to Aaron Bode, our producer, who is so awesome running the slides and everything in the background. So thank you, Aaron, for all of your help always. We do have a digital event code of conduct. You potentially are viewing this general session on either YouTube or the Microsoft Tech community. So you can keep these in mind when you're there. Our mission is to empower every person, every organization on the planet to achieve more. So, we like to be kind to each other and have great dialogue. And so please keep that in mind when you are working through any of our meetings that we host as Microsoft for Community. We are a welcoming and safe environment. Next slide, please. So the Global Community Initiative is something that you can join. We are streaming here out on our YouTube channel for the world. We've been doing some experiments. We've been working on our tech, figuring out, shall we do Teams calls? Are we going to maybe use Teams webinar? Do we like this YouTube streaming on the MTC? So a lot of us who produce community calls, the Microsoft 365 Champions call is an example, this call, the SMB call, lots of calls. And so we've been all over the holidays kind of playing with our technology. So you may see some additional changes or ways that we're doing things. And we'd love to hear your feedback. There's a way to give feedback on that later in the slides for a QR code. But the Global Community Initiative, love for you to join that. It is something to join. And the links below there, if aka.MSWAC-MGCI, that's where all the information about this initiative lives. And then you can go to the sign up, fill in a form, and you'll be invited into our community tenant as well. But the MGCI is local, regional, and global. Next slide. So today for agenda, we've got some announcements. We have our wonderful subcommittee. Subcommittees are headed up by our board members and our regional leaders who are non-Microsoft employees, who are amazing volunteers in the community who work on the MGCI all the time. We've got an amazing speaker, Audrius Martinkus from out in the world there, and who's I believe in Mexico today, but going to talk to us about setting your camera up for success. We'll see how I did with mine, and he will give you lots of tips and tricks on how to look great on meetings when you're doing these virtual meetings just like this one. We'll have a couple of community events and updates, and then if we have time, open discussion forum or Q&A. So that is our agenda for today. Next slide. So what is this thing? What is this Global Community Initiative? This was born during COVID times in the pandemic when everything went to virtual. And so we wanted to make sure at Microsoft we were supporting our local event producers. So the MGCI features amplification of local events through communitydays.org. We also have event production training, blogs, networking, technology and tool best practices, and then playbooks as well. So if you are a budding event producer, if you want to put on events in your local region, if you've been putting on events forever and want to share your knowledge with other folks, the MGCI is for you. So that is our mission and why we're here. Next slide. Why join? Again, those best practices, training, and connections. You get to hear from our subcommittee leads on what they do and how they're doing it. They head up and lead a lot of the training and the communications that you see, and also communitydays.org, which is the one-stop shop for all Microsoft community events. So you can promote events, you can learn about becoming a speaker, you can look for sponsors, all those sorts of things, especially on communitydays.org, which is free to post your event. Next slide. These are our appointed board officers. A big thank you to everybody who is a part of our board. You can see we have a global community. Many of these folks head up subcommittees, like I said. We also have 60 new regional leads who are all up on our website as well. We're updating our website right now. This week, you'll see a page roll out that has where everyone is from regionally, so you can get in contact with them and say hello. So thank you again to our board officers and our regional leads who volunteer their time. Next slide. And like I was saying, we do have this updated call format. For the time being, we are doing the AM PM calls here on YouTube, streaming live, and we will be testing formats for the membership. Again, we will have those, we'll have this, and then we're also thinking about potentially maybe going back to Teams meetings or webinars. We will see. But as it stands right now, we're on YouTube and the MTC. Next slide. Giving a shout out to another show that we have that we stream live, myself and Caruana, every other Monday. So next Monday is our next one, Mondays at Microsoft, where Caruana and I cover all the news that is fit to talk about for Microsoft. We created this because we couldn't keep up with what was going on, and so we figured why not help everybody else. So come join in if you want to see past ones. We started on LinkedIn Live, which was great. We now stream on YouTube as well. And also have a page on the Microsoft tech community with all of our show notes and all that fun stuff. So Mondays at Microsoft. Come check us out next Monday. Next slide. And guess who? I get to have Izzy come up and talk about the communications workstream update. Isadora, come on, join in.
Thank you so much, Heather. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends, of course, where in the world you're joining us from today. As Heather was so straight to the point, I also tried to keep it short and sweet for you. So Aaron, please pull up the slides so we can talk a bit about what communications workstream has been doing. And then after that, also tell you a bit more what we have planned for January and of course the rest of the upcoming months. So if you have any ideas or if you want to join the communication work stream, please feel free to ping us. And of course, we're happy with any of your input, feedback, anything you would like to bring in. Of course, we are responsible to write and edit social media posts, newsletters, the overall strategy, and all the communications around the MGCI channels. So if you have any feedback or input, please feel free to come to the Teams channel and share with us any of your ideas. Together with Jennifer, she will join you on the PM call later today. We are responsible for everything. We have Sharon on our team. And let's check in the next slide to see what we have coming up. All right, so well, just a bit for the introductions. My name is Isadora. I'm a Microsoft MVP based in Switzerland. I'm a board member in MGCI from the day it was born. And of course, it's absolutely fantastic to be part of this global community initiative. So part of our communications work stream, we have our weekly meetings. Every Wednesday, we group together where we basically go through all the details, what's coming, what's on our agenda, of course, to share with the MGCI community. Part of that are social media posts and content. And of course, we keep an eye on the hashtag community love. So if you have anything to share, whether you're on a community days event, you're out in a conference, you're at the user group, anything that's community related, and you want us to spot and possibly feature you in the upcoming newsletter, make sure you use hashtag community love, and we'll keep an eye out. So speaking of newsletters, it's January, so we will kick off again with the monthly newsletters where we'll put all the info together about events coming up and anything that's happening out there that you shouldn't miss. So thanks a lot and stay tuned for more info.
That is awesome. I just so appreciate you and Jennifer and Sharon. And I know that we need to do a big roll up from newsletters from over the holidays and give folks like kind of what happened and where we're going. So that will be in the new newsletter that you're putting together. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So next we have a communitydays.org update, and then we'll kick to the next slide. So tools and tech. And Brian Hart, are you wanting to give this update for Tom Daly, who is not here today?
I am.
Yay, wonderful. Yeah, thank you, Brian. Brian's on my team, so at Microsoft. So he's going to give this update for Tom Daly, who runs communitydays.org, who is an MVP out of New Jersey, New York. Brian, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. So I was given this a little bit last minute, so excuse me for if I stumble a bit. Here on the communityorg site, I'm one of the architects that helps out Tom with things. I'm not going to drain this slide, but just suffice it to say, there's a number of bug fixes and enhancements that we run through every month. Here's the complete list. I'd also want to call out specifically, we have regular contributors from the community that help out with development and testing of these features that we roll out. This month, our big contributors were Mark Ron, Daniel Glenn, and Manpreet Singh. I want a special call out to those three gentlemen that helped us out with a lot of these features that you're seeing here. And we are continuing to look for additional volunteers if you'd like to help with the development or testing of the new features in communityorg. You can reach out to us through the MGCI. And I will call it a day with that. Thank you all.
Yeah, that's great, Brian. Thank you so much. Yeah, so just everybody, the communityorg was created by the community, and it's on Microsoft infrastructure. So we have community members who are doing QA, fixing bugs, adding features, all of that stuff all the time. So it's a really great partnership between community and Microsoft. So like Brian was saying, like we keep a feature list and prioritization and all of that. And if you love doing that kind of thing and want to get involved, definitely sign up at the MGCI sign up there, and we'll make sure and get you into that work stream as well. So for the next work stream and area, we have got wonderful Sharon. Bring Sharon up, please, Aaron, and we're going to talk about event training. And I wanted to say welcome, Sharon. Sharon is new to this subcommittee, not new to MGCI at all. Also a big shout out to David Levier and also Wes Preston, who have been on the subcommittee for a really long time as well. And yeah, Sharon, you want to give us that update?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. And yeah. I know, there's an opportunity, and I'm really excited to kind of fill the gap on this one. I've been planning events for a very, very long time, probably 20 or 25 years. So I'm Sharon Weaver. I am from Kansas City, and I spend about half my time in Florida because I don't like the winter. And I am an MVP and RD and a regional lead for MGCI. And I am going to take over the program management and the training work stream. And so I don't have a ton of super interesting things to share with you today, but we will soon. So our 2025 planning is underway. We're putting together a plan for 2025 of who's going to be presenting what topics and when, and we'll get that rolled out to you in the near future. We do have an open call for presenters and volunteers. So if you're interested in that, please follow up with somebody from this team. We'll probably have a link that'll be out there in the very near future. But our first one is going to kind of come right off the bat. So in a few weeks, or actually next week, 9 days, January 30th, we are going to do Event Planning 101. We're going to go over the event in a box that's out there available for any organizer to use. I will get somebody finalized for that in the very near future. And then after that, Wes always loves to be a fantastic resource for the open hours, for office hours. And that just allows people to really ask any questions they want around what do you need to know around event management and planning and any of those kind of general types of things. So feel free to join us and kind of learn more about how to run your own event through your own user group.
Awesome. And, I was like, David Wilhelm as well. David Levier and David Wilhelm and Wes have run this for goodness the last year. So a big thank you to them. I know Dave and Dave are busy people and doing some other things. So thank you so much for that. And I know Sharon and Wes are going to take this forward, and it's going to be awesome. So the reason to join MGCI is that you do get back-end access to the community tenant. And that is where all of these wonderful templates and playbooks live. So like a budget template for your event or sponsorship emails, that sort of thing. So if you're looking for those sorts of assets and resources, that's where we have them. So definitely do MGCI sign up, that AKA link, so that you can get access to all that goodness. And then this invitation to this training as well that Sharon's going to have with Wes on the 30th. So those are all of our subcommittee updates. And so this leads us to our primary topic and our wonderful speaker. So Audrius, Aaron, will you bring Audrius on, please?
Hello everybody.
Yay. Audrius, thank you so much for being with us today. And I'm going to let you just rock it out. And then we'll leave some time at the end for maybe if there's a few questions and or a couple of event updates. So Audrius, please take the floor. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity to share my passionate topic. I've been around for more than 10 years right now. So a little bit about myself. My job title changes from time to time, but today I'm calling myself digital and creative entrepreneur. I'm passionate about everything live video, and everything about Microsoft. So it ends up that everything I need, I find there, and all the new things I learn from Microsoft as well. So mainly how I help my customers right now, I help create the studio designs, building innovative studios, meeting rooms where they could broadcast, meet with a high quality videos. Then I do large scale production. So something like this, productions for a town hall, companies with more than 20,000 employees, they need to share information really fast and wide. And this is where Teams Town Hall comes in. So I love that Microsoft is looking and developing the tool in a way that is there when you need it. And I have extensive Microsoft expertise. I love to share it with everyone I meet. So if every time somebody asks me if I work at Microsoft, I would get an euro or dollar, I would have around 50 or 60 right now. So this is my passion. So, and we do media support. So we help, navigate what are the tools, how to use them. And I'll share some advice today. So hope you'll be media trained with Microsoft Teams a bit after this meeting. So let's start. So for those who have a little time, I prepared a little slide, first one. So a couple of tips and a couple of intriguing details. So one thing, and I think people don't know or they never tried, is that you can connect more than one device to a Teams meeting. So for example, you can connect through the computer, through phone, and you can use a camera from the phone, microphone from the computer, or vice versa. So my maximum is like 7 computers and phones. I was, testing and playing around. So it's really nice that, Microsoft is capable of handling all these different tools in a meeting and then providing a nice and clean feed. I'll tell today a little bit about the mirror, that you don't forget to look at the mirror before the meeting. There is a Meet Now button in the calendar. I'll show you where it is. As everywhere, if you go in a meeting, you look at the mirror, at least, in the reflection, and then you go in. The same with the remote meetings. Don't be a banner. I know it's a small one. What does it mean? I really see a lot of people using company branding, in the backgrounds. And for me, I don't know, maybe it's my opinion, but they look like a banners, And the second thing, as you use a background, AI is really bad hairdresser. So for example, with my hair, it cuts really badly. So I would suggest everybody using just a blurred background. Right now, there is more blurring options. So there's so much to explore, and without being a banner. Then when you are in a meeting, in a Teams meeting, you are in control. So that means you are handling what to see. Either you want to see a presentation, a presenter, or you want to see a crush. For example, if it's or her or he in the meeting, you can pin it to yourself and have it full screen only on your window. So there are these little things I encourage everyone to find, learn and use. And don't forget to take some pictures. This is really easy with the digital tools like Ctrl, Windows, and S. If you never tried, that's the easiest way to take a picture in any environment, being in the computer. So I encourage doing that. It brings more fun, and the time you spent in the meetings can be reminded with a nice together mode pictures where everybody's sitting, smiling, while being all around the world. So these are little tips, and let's dive into the presentation. So how and where you place your laptop. So this is actually the picture from one of the broadcasts I did. This is a moderator, so he used a printer, a chair, everything to be able to comply with the comments and ideas I had. So now I want to show and try how to position the camera. So I have these three iconic like images, but I see them all the time. So either people are the dwarfs, or they are Darth Vaders, or they are dictators, you know. So don't be one of them. And right now I'll try to switch to my other camera and show you this all in action. So for example, this is, everybody know, this is a dictator's angle. So when the laptop is on the table, I'll just grab my mic. So when the laptop is on the table, it looks like you're looking down always. And for the people who are watching right now, you feel like I'm better than you because I'm more higher. And some people call me ceiling police. So if you see ceiling in your camera, it's not good. Then there's another one, like it's not so often seen. This is where the camera is higher. You see, I'm a little dwarf right now. And let's do a Darth Vader. Wait, here, where is that? If I place myself, okay, I have too much light here, but if I place myself in front, behind the window, then it's darker. So the perfect position is horizontally. You see right now what's happening. I have window in front of me. My camera is placed horizontally to my eyes, and it looks way better than, you know, dictator or dwarf or Darth Vader. So these are little tips, you know, to have in mind. Usually how to raise a laptop, like people already laugh in some, you know, meetings, customers, they see me in a meeting, and they say, okay, I'll bring some books to raise a laptop. So, you know, napkin holders, books, cups, they all work to raise a laptop. Okay, let me get back to my screen. Nice. So hope you enjoyed this little interaction. So as in Teams, as here, you can always connect multiple devices and use those. And if we get back to the slide. So next one, this is like all the pictures I generated with the help of AI. So it really helps, you know, to make a presentation and always be there with the images. So I always tell everybody, you know, it's time to blow up the dust from your Porsche, which was standing in your garage all the time. And the Porsche is Microsoft tools or Teams in this spectacular. If you don't like Porsche, it can be, you know, I have made different pictures with the Ferraris and other cars, but it doesn't matter. I think it proves the point that we have the tools that biggest companies, and, you know, I think more than 75 or 80% of industry leaders are using, and we have them in our computers. But as you know, we forget where we parked, or we see the dusty car. So let's blow the dust and go on. So first thing I think which helped me a lot to understand how Teams handle the camera feed and what options they have, it's this little button. I think it's not talked enough. When you press the Meet Now button, and I encourage everybody to do that after the call, if you press the Meet Now button, it creates a meeting with yourself, and you actually see yourself on the computer screen as if it would be a mirror, and it helps your ability to, you know, safely play with some settings that are there. So the settings, if you are in a meeting and you go in the settings and you scroll down, there are new buttons always appearing. I always like to watch what's new. So there's a few things that stick, and I really like it. It's first, adjust the brightness. By default, it's off. So for example, if you are in a little bit dark environment, you press this button and then magic happens. You're up and ready, you know, with a nice and bright camera. Then there's the other one I really like is a soft focus. So it's a like beautify filter, not a beautify, but maybe softening at least a skin. Like maybe you had like a late evening presentation as I did. So you want to, you know, touch up a little bit yourself. So, but don't overuse it, because I especially made a print screen with a. I made a print screen with a 1/3, because this is my recommended maximum for this, you know, for this option. Because if you go all the way to the right, you're gonna find out that it's really easy to have a baby face. Like it's really like melts everything, and it goes like, really baby face. I think this is the only way to present. So be careful and, find your perfect spots for soft focus, depending on your environment. And there is another one, mirror my video. You know that mirror is a liar. And every time we see, like all the time when we look at the mirror, we see ourselves not the way everybody else sees us. So this is kind of goes in, mental things, psychological things. You can try switching it off, but then you might get a shock. Like, oh, how do I look? I look different. Yes, because it's showing you how other people see you, not the way you look at the mirror. So it's really interesting to play with that and see how your mind plays the games if you mirror and mirror video, because the way you see your video in your screen, it's not the way people see the video. So it's kind of little things. I could talk about that, more than half an hour, but let's move on. I have something more to cover. I really like that Microsoft is developing the tools and the options that I don't even thought about. Like, for example, avatars. Avatars is a lovely thing I use, my colleagues use when they are not camera ready, but they want to be with the face on. So it's really like powerful tool. Like if you would look more closely, you would see how many different options Microsoft has put in, like a little app, as I used to think Teams. Right now it's like a powerful app that can have it all. And so you can have up to 3 avatars, depending on the mood. All the avatars have reactions, and there are like multiple, more than 20. So you can actually react, with your hands, gestures. You can choose a background for your avatar, and even you can take a picture of your workplace right now. And experimental settings, if you turn them on, you could, take a picture of from your laptop, put it in, and have an avatar. So if you make an avatar look more like you, people wouldn't first when they see avatar, they're like, oh, what's that? But it's way better than seeing a dark image or no image at all. So it's kind of easier for the people to see that there are more people around. So I really would encourage everybody to try it and use it at some point, and it even has an avatar mood. So depending on your mood of the day, you can, be happy or a little bit sad. So go on and play with it. Another thing, and we're just staying right now in the Teams meeting window. So that means all the settings I'm showing, you are able to access them when you have a meeting with yourself, or you're in a meeting with other people as well. Okay, my camera battery died, so sorry, there's going to be the slide for a second. So don't get stuck in the gallery view. I mean that if you look at the view option, it's really expanding every day. And one of the options I love is the together mode. So please, write in the comments if you ever use together mode. Do you like it? I think it's 2 years already for this feature, and it's really nice. But the one I'm gonna go dive a little bit deeper right now is, wait, I'll just do that. This is why it's great to have multiple cameras connected to the meeting. It's because right now one of my cameras died, the batteries. I'm traveling in Mexico, so I didn't brought all my chargers and the cables, so sorry for that. But it's okay, you see me, and we can go on. So for option Immersive View to be available, you have to have Microsoft Preview features turned on in the admin center. I encourage find your admins, ask where your company stands. You need to look at it, and if it's on and all the updates are on, you can turn the Immersive View. And what is Immersive View? Immersive View is a game. It's not a game, but it's like a whole new world where you can walk around, see your colleagues in the avatars. You can burn the marshmallow, you can listen for the music, you can play a little game of cornhole, I think it's called. And really features that stung me was when we were testing with the colleagues. It's really nice when you go out from the presenting area, like that little couch is like, sorry, I'm not able to move right now, but I guess at some point I'll be able, to show you and invite in the immersive view all of you, because with the new features right now, it's possible to have external users in the immersive view. So you can walk around, and the thing that, kind of was like mind blown for me is like when you're walking, your mics are working in a way, if you get closer to someone, only then you're able to talk with them. So that means it creates like a feeling you're in the open space where you can walk. Oh, you see a familiar avatar, you go close to him and you can talk privately while being in the whole meeting. There are, like yesterday while presenting, I checked what are the new features. There are like rooms for the breakout rooms, like virtual physical breakout rooms where you can go talk, discuss. It's really like, I'm really excited, as you see, where the Microsoft is going with that. And, I'm eager to have like general session maybe next year with all of you in this virtual setting. So I'll hope we'll have that. So this is Microsoft Mesh. I promise that you will know what's that. So right now, you know that you have a virtual space in Microsoft Teams if you have a, preview features turned on in the admin center. So let's go on. So for the end, I have, wait, I'll try to move myself. Oh, not possible. So right now, let's, I get excited, talking about Microsoft. That's why, everyone's asking, am I working there? No, I'm just excited about, communication tools and all the video part. So the meeting types. So when you go in the calendar, in the Teams calendar, and you press schedule a meeting, there are options, and depending on your depending on your privacy Teams meeting policies, like if you're allowed to create a town hall or virtual appointment, you'll see them there, but usually by default it's all on, so go check if you have it. So I'll let you know a little bit about each of them. So the webinars. I like webinars because you can host an interactive event with a registration. And it's really mind-blowing that within the Teams, you create an event which generates a registration page which is public to everybody. And registration is not like, okay, just write an email. You can customize the information you're requesting. You can do approval only registration. So that means people register, you screen them and say, okay, you're allowed to come in the webinar. Or you can make a limit, like 100 spaces, it's limited space, please join the webinar. Like you can use all those little things just within the Microsoft webinars. What's best for? Best is external audiences, training sessions, product launches where you need an interaction. Maybe you want to let people turn on their cameras, want to have more interactive discussion. So this is really great and amazing. I think it's way, way underused. Like I meet so many companies who are like, they have Teams and they use different like webinar tools. And I asked, why you don't, use the ones you have? I said, oh, it's, easier to be on the road you are rather than learn, and that's not the way to success. So I hope after this general session, you're all going to go and, click some buttons and find new things and get excited as I am. So the webinars are really great, an amazing feature. It includes also some production capabilities. So actually you are managing what the audience is seeing. Don't let me start it there, but it's nice. Please try them. So another one is a town hall. Town hall is more created for large scale events, large audience, 1,000 plus, 5,000. I've been doing town halls with 7,000, 15,000 people, because in town halls meeting option, you can have, I think, up to 20,000 or 30,000, participants internally and externally. So what are the key features? Key features is high production value with advanced controls. So it means the camera quality will be high. You have different capabilities of managing the screen. It allows pre-recorded and live content blending, so it's also a new thing. If you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be a town hall producer, so you're going to, you need to press on all the buttons there is to understand what are the tools. And what's best for? It's best for company-wide meetings, executive announcements, or employee updates. So it's created in a way to be used internally, because some engagement capabilities only work when you're doing an internal town hall, but you can do a town hall as well for external audience. Let's say you want to, create something and invite, whole of your city, about something new. You just create a town hall, share a link on a Facebook or LinkedIn, and everybody can come here and see. So town hall, I think you
I think we caught you in a perfect spot, Audrius, which we had you right here, which happens sometimes on Teams. Are you back?
Yes, I'm back. I think electricity went off, but I'm still here. So you hear me?
Oh my God. Wow, you are having everything happen that is like that you're already talking about, which I mean, we're getting real-time results, folks, on how to deal with this kind of stuff. So there you go. Yeah, your WebTown Teams town hall. There you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the last one, okay, my internet went down, everything, but I'm on the phone, so I still the last one. If Aaron, you can switch to the next last slide, because I don't have an option for that. So virtual appointments and beyond. So you can I really like that Microsoft lets you build your lobby, the experience for the person to come in the meeting and see what you want to see. So it's really interesting and tremendous experience. It's still, I think, underlooked as most of the features, but if you'll try, I think you'll love it, because it has bookings in it integrated, so you can actually create you can create automatically bookings depending on your calendar availability, and everything is within Microsoft. You don't need to go anywhere out. Everything is done with the slides, or I do have another one. Yeah, can you still hear me?
You. Yeah, that was the end of your slides. So
anyone? Yeah, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. We have a few questions in the different chats. One was recommending any camera types for working with teams. Like, what are you using for your camera?
Okay, so thanks for the questions, by the way. So I always say the best camera is the one that's with you. So that means you're always carrying a camera in your pocket. So you usually have two cameras already without even thinking what camera I'm using, So we have your phone and the team. So first task for everybody is to try to connect your phone camera, turn the back camera. You'll see that you have HD quality from your iPhone or Android going in. But if you're looking further, I would look at the cameras that have capability to work as a webcams. That's a little new feature that still camera operators are developing, like Nikons, Canons, it doesn't matter. It's easy to plug in with the USB cable and then choose that camera as a webcam. So I think that's the option. You would look at any camera, no matter the brand. Does it works and charges through a
So I think we've got a camera. These have beautiful and amazing cameras right here, and sometimes enhancing them with a separate microphone is really good too. So definitely thinking about that as well. And I think, let's see, as Audrius potentially comes back, I'm going to handle one of the other questions. Hello, Fairy Geek Mother, Hermione. Hello. I've got, this is a question that's actually on YouTube that I was watching as well. When will we be able to duplicate meetings like we can webinars? I do not use reoccurring meetings a lot, but would love to be able to duplicate and change some of the details. So I know that for some of the duplicating meetings, I need to go figure out where and when on that one. Audrius, I haven't heard, and it depends on what you're using for being able to duplicate. And
Yes.
Eric, we just talked about that too as a team as well. Audrius, go ahead.
Yes. So it's like today everything's happening. So
Yeah.
in the evening it's gonna be
Real
easier.
time.
Yeah, it's a real time. So with the duplicating with the webinars, I don't know. Like, I think you should look. I would suggest looking at the meeting policies, and through the admin center, you can create meetings with the predefined settings. So it would be easier. So for example, if you create an extra meeting option, that would be webinar with the auto recording, with all the different settings, you can have that option in the calendar settings. So I would look there if I want to get a repeating duplicate meetings. So I would look there.
Fair enough. Thank you. That's great. Thank you, Fairy Geek Mother. I know, let's see, there's one from Russell, who's from our regional leads. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russell.
Yeah. So, okay. When using Teams webinar, town hall, or live event, do you need to use eCDN content delivery network? And when should you transition to a third-party CDN?
Okay, so the answer is no. So you don't need to use, like, I've been doing town halls with like biggest companies, in the world, and we don't like kind of go in the eCDN even because it's not needed. But I think what you, Russell, might be asking, there is like a little bit advanced features in Teams settings. If you go in the Teams admin center and then the meeting policies, you allow broadcasting capabilities. Then you're able to create a separate video streams for every participant in the network of your, where you work. So that's where you can, mix and match all the different views, and you can feed back the video through RTMP. So that works great with the all HD qualities and everything. It's like, I never used content delivery network, never, I looked at it, but it was like, I don't know, maybe not for me. So I would say, look in the Teams admin center with these advanced capabilities, and I wouldn't say that eCDN is needed to be used.
Yeah, there was not a question, but a comment from Marissa, hey Marissa, saying town halls is not popular at my org. Group comms complained a lot, so they were preferred live events. Yeah.
I know the feeling. Like it's the same feeling when you get like when there's something new, oh no, I have to learn again, oh no, there's a new. So there's always, I really like, and everybody's like calling me like, optimist till the day I die, I guess. But I like that Microsoft is keeping us on the edge, and always changing something, adopting new things, because every day we have to learn new things and play with new things and fail sometimes, to learn what's working and what's not. So town halls, like compared to live events, they have more capabilities for engagement when internally used. Like Teams live events, they only have chats, like a Q&A, but with the town halls, you can have prepared question polls, which you launch at any time, and those pop up on the screens on the phone and the computers, and you get that feedback of people who are in live event at the right moment. You don't need to use any like forms or any other like information gathering tool. You can do a word cloud, you can do like ratings, like you can do all the different things. So I would really encourage you, to spend more time in these engagement parts, do the tests, and always, if you have any question, please reach out to me. As you see, like if you're gonna wake me up tonight, I'm gonna have the same energy talking about these tools. So I'll tell you everything I know.
Yeah, and I think we did our own look-de-loo into we did a test run. Like I was a theater major, and so I believe in rehearsal and scripts and dry runs and all that sort of thing. And so, we had a couple of dry runs for this, right? But then there's things that happen, just like happened today, right? That you just don't control. And so I think the other thing, and what you have shown exemplary of is being agile, and understanding that, the sky isn't necessarily falling. You just kind of you got to figure it out, hopefully, and if you have a team that's, moving things around for you and helping you, right? Like, I think also people a lot of times will go it alone, which is fine, of course, because not everybody's got producers and, fancy equipment and all that stuff. But I think, as you can see today, that you just kind of you kind of figure it out, and you let people know what's going on, right? And you do your best with what you have. I was saying in one of the chats that I literally flipped over a wastebasket one time in the hotel rooms. I've used boxes, I've used wastebaskets, I've used the trays to like get the camera in the right place so I could like be seen and not look weird on these things. So anyway, I really appreciate all your comments, Audrius. It's
last one, don't forget that you're doing an event.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, like, oh, if we are gathering with the 20 people in a coffee shop, and they need a place to sit, they need to have food, like everything. We get like so crazy, but the same thing is in the virtual environment. You're meeting live with this, like, I hate when people say, do we meet live or, not live, like dead? No, It's all live. I'm live right now with you, but not in person. So no matter it's event, person or in person or not in person, you have to prepare. And I know you don't need to buy cookies if it's remote meeting, but still you need to do better preparation, do the tech check, where it's possible to have a wired network connection, not a Wi-Fi spotty and everything. And if you're speaking and presenting in the place you're doing it first time, the least you can do multiple devices join before the start. Because I knew that, I don't know if it's electricity in Mexico is good or bad. So I joined through both devices, and luckily I'm still here, not worried, and did a presentation.
Yeah, well, in real time. And Jamie Willis Rose, who is one of our good friends, put not a question, but he put, I highly recommend investing in a good microphone or a headset with a mic. People can forgive bad or no video, but bad audio is always impossible to work around or ignore, which I agree with. Like it's hard because, especially when you're listening on your earbuds or earphones or whatever too. Like if you get the weird, like jumping of audio or the popping and that kind of stuff, I mean, that turns people off and they will turn you off, so when you're recording a podcast or something like this. So just, something else I agree. Yes, Jamie. I'm sure you agree too, Audrius, as well on that one.
Yes, I totally agree. And I love that Aaron is muting my mic because I'm right now through the phone microphone. So it's a teamwork to make an event. And I'm really glad we did this event and we have another one in the evening. So if you want, I promise it's going to be different. I don't know what's going to be different, but
it's going to be great. No, we'll get another crack at it in a different moment, right? Because every time you do something, the moment is different, right? There's different factors and things going on. So yeah, I'm excited to hear about this again. And Audrius, thank you so much for being on today and doing this with us. I know you're probably going to come back and do a bit more. I'm excited to talk to you about, best practices for all of this for us for these. So I just thank you. A big round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Audrius. Really appreciate it. Okay, cool. Oh, we've got 1 minute left. I'm going to do 2 slides really quick, everybody. We're going to look at, communitydays.org. Reminder, that's where our wonderful events are for the Microsoft community. We've got a lot coming up, and we've got community-led events, which are the free events now through March. And if we've missed putting your event on here, definitely let us know. But this is what's coming. There's a lot going on all over the world. It's going to be awesome. And then the paid events, we'll go to that slide real quick and show that. So a lot of community produced, meaning produced out there by our third-party producers. Again, a lot of wonderful events coming up. European MTC Summit, Exchange, Get CS LATAM, Experts Live, the Fabric Conference, lots and lots of things coming up. And the last thing I want to do, Aaron, can we bring all of our beautiful speakers back up so we can give a little wave and some jazz hands and goodness to everybody? So yeah, a little do 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 do. Fantastic. Aaron, you can come on too if you want. Give a little jazz hands. I mean, What? Our producer? Yeah. So yay, everybody. Thank you all for coming on and giving your wonderful updates. Thank you for supporting the Microsoft Global Community Initiative. Please come be with us. Please come join. Have a great week and stay safe. Be good to each other and have some fun. Community love. Whoop, whoop. Yay.
Whoop, whoop.